Hey guys, so this week, as you can tell, we're learning how to tell time. You've already seen a clock. We know that the minute hand is the long hand and the short hand is the hour hand. So you always start with the hour, then the minute. So we see the short hand is at 2, the long hand is at 12. So we know that it is 2 o'clock. So in analog, that would be 2 colon 0 0. So 2 o'clock. What we're going to learn today are all the minutes in between. Some we're just going to review, others we're really going to spend time on. So on the clock, we see all of these numbers. These numbers mean different things. They actually count by fives when we are looking at our minutes. So 1 is 5, and then you just keep counting 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 12 is 60. But we don't say 60 minutes, we just say o'clock. What we're going to focus on today are our half hours and our quarter hours. So looking at half hours, we only need to look at 30 right here at the bottom, our 6. So remember that this is a circle and our minute hand goes all around the circle. Well, halfway for our circle would be at the 6. So 2:30 is half past. So when you talk about half past, you're talking about going halfway around the clock. So our minute hand went all the way from the 12, came halfway down to the 6, which is 30 minutes. So we know that half past 2 is 2:30. So half past 2 is 2:30. Now I want us to think about quarters. Anytime you hear quarter, you think about money. How many quarters are in a dollar? Well, there's 25, 50, 75, and $1. So there are 4 quarters in a dollar. And a clock counts a little different, but there's still 4 quarters for an hour. But this time, let's look at our clock. We see that there's a top, a bottom, and 2 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put those minutes on there. Well, 3, 5 times 5, 10, 15 is 15 minutes. We already know that our 6 is 30. And then to get to 9 is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And of course, our 12 is o'clock. Let's first look at quarter after. You'll see this as quarter after or quarter past. So that just means if we start off at 2 o'clock, where will we end up if we go a quarter after 2? So let's start with our minute hand at 12. Make sure that your hour hand is at 2, and you can make this at home also. So I'm gonna come over with my minute hand, and if you notice, my fingers stayed where they connected and I just moved my minute hand. So now that my minute hand is on the 3, a quarter after 2 is 2:15. Now, we already said half past 2 is 2:30. Now, and remember your hour hand keeps ticking and ticking and ticking. Now, let's look at our next quarter. So this is where it gets a little tricky. We don't say a quarter after 2 again, and we don't say 3/4 after 2. Our next hour is 3. So now we're going to talk about what comes before we get to 3. So we have a quarter to 3, because right now we're at 2 and we're trying to get to 3. So if I want to tell the time, I'm going to say, well, what is that quarter that comes right before 3? So what is the quarter that comes before 3? It's at 45. So a quarter to 3 is 2:45. Now, know that this sounds really confusing. Oh my gosh, what happened? We went from talking about 2 o'clock to 2:15 and 2:30, and now we're talking about 3. Remember, time goes in order. So after 2, we have 3. So before you get to 3, that quarter before 3 is 2:45. The best way to understand this is to keep practicing it. Make sure you have a parent, a guardian, or an older sibling with you, and the videos that I have for you will better explain it. I hope this helped you. If you need anything, the parking lot is open. I'll answer any questions. Bye.